And welcome in. Another voter registration update from the Caddo Parish Registrar of Voters, Ernie Robertson, right downtown Shreveport, Louisiana on Marshall Street. Tom Pace here with a very special guest. You know Ernie Robertson. I think everybody is aware of Ernie, who is the Caddo Registrar of Voters. Not too many people have met the new executive director of the Shreve Memorial Library System, and that is John Tuggle. And John is here today to talk about the library system and how it works hand in glove with the Caddo Registrar of Voters office. John, it's your turn to talk a little bit about just how important is the Shreve Memorial Library System. What do you do? What kind of services do you provide? And it has now made quantum leaps now that we are in the computer age.
Things are just so much different from when the founding fathers thought about the first public libraries. And I have to tell you, we need to do a little history here, Tom, because public libraries started out as a way to make sure that we had informed voters. So that's why this is a perfect partnership with Ernie to make sure that people can become registered voters and also get their public library card at the same time. That way they can be an informed electorate, and we can come on out and make informed decisions when we vote. And the reason for the library system is just, as an information source, it's because it's phenomenal. I have to tell you, we have not only all the books you could possibly want, all the reference sources you could use, but we also have over 500 public PCs available for use, and all the Wi-Fi. You could just, all the bandwidth available there, and nice, comfortable, safe places to come and research any topic you want, read a book. Do you like to read, Tom?
Love to read, and also the other thing is I like books on tape, and I also love to participate in being able to access the internet. You mentioned PCs. Do you mean like personal computers?
I'm talking desktop computers. We do, and we also we have, the more important thing is, everybody walks around nowadays. It's nice to have a public computer, a PC, desktop, but everybody walks around with these things, and not everybody has internet access. So we have lots of free Wi-Fi, lots of bandwidth, so you can come and visit us and access our Wi-Fi. And also, like you were talking about, we offer streaming videos nowadays. We offer books that are downloadable, and comic books. You can get comic books online for those teenagers out there that still like to read a comic book. You can do that online too. And again, all of those reference books we were used to, and when you and I were young men, such as encyclopedias and dictionaries and all that stuff. Well, it's out there. They say our competition is Google. Well, Google will give you a million answers, but a librarian will give you the right one. So come visit us.
And this is the part that's so cool, because when I was in junior high in New Orleans, and that was some 50-odd years ago, I worked in the school library, helping buying books and putting all the tape and everything, taking one of those pens and putting the numbers for the Dewey Decimal System. But that is kind of old school now, is it not?
No, sir. No, sir. We still have lots of books. We have, I'd hate to guess. I haven't looked at the actual number, but I'm sure there's 500,000 books in our collection, and then there are the ebooks that are available too. And like you were talking, we have books on tape. Well, not actually on tape anymore. They're all on CD. So you can come and check all those out. And lots of DVDs if you're interested in watching a good movie. We've got the latest out there, from the kids' films to the real artsy films. You can come and check all those out. And again, like I have to tell you, there's lots of fiction, good books out there. And I'm going to throw it out there for the teenagers out there. They're graphic novels. If they haven't checked one of those out, there's lots of young adult films and young adult books, fiction. And one of the more important things that most people don't realize about the library is we have this wonderful resource, and it's called Homework Louisiana. And did you know that if you got your library card and you come to the library, you can get an online tutor every afternoon between like 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, or Sunday through Thursday. You have to check that. I'm going to send you to our website, www.shreve-lib homework.org to check that out. But it's Homework Louisiana, and it's a platform for what we call tutor.com, and it's free tutors for, it doesn't matter if you're an elementary school kid or if you're a junior or a sophomore in college. They can help you out. If you're trying to study for your ACT or your SAT, or perhaps you're working on your high set, you want to pass that, they can help you with that. They've got actual online prep courses with that. They can also help you write a resume if you're looking to get a job, or if you need a cover letter, someone to proof that cover letter for you. They can help you, and they'll help you out with interview techniques too. So that is, of all the things at the library, that's free, and it's available for you, and it doesn't matter. All you need is a library card.
Yeah, that was my final question. How much does a library card cost, and what do I have to do?
You just need to come to the library, provide us with a photo ID, and proof of your address. We need to know you live in our parish, right? Okay, so you prove you're in our parish, you got a photo ID, come on down, and it's free. Library card's free. And kids over the age of 14, you can come in. You don't need your parents with you. We'll get you a card. And those of you under the age of 14, bring mom along. She can help you out and get you a card. We can get you started. We can get you on the Homework Louisiana Help. We can get you a book. We can get you a book on tape. We can get you downloading all kinds of wonderful stuff at the library. Shreve Memorial Library. Don't forget about us. And then you don't forget to register to vote, too.
Final thing. Again, the website is
www.shreve-lib.org.
Simple enough. And Ernie, you just heard my interview with John Tuggle, the new executive director of the Shreve Memorial Library System. He's really a cool guy, and he seems to be truly excited about this partnership between the registrar's office and the library.
Well, we're really excited about it because we started looking at where do we want to go for voter registration sites. You know, years ago, Tom, we would do nearly 100 sites a year, and we would go literally out on street corners, gas stations, you name it. But then the motor voter law came along, and it gave really those types of registration opportunities to the community. It empowered them to take the forms and go out and register people literally door to door out in the neighborhoods. And we thought that was a great thing, and we got the administrative role. But we're trying now this year, because it is a presidential year, and we found out it's really important for people to register to vote with the Registrar of Voters office, because sometimes the groups that have come in here out of town didn't quite do it the way they should be doing it. So we're going to be out there not only during May, but we're going to come back with our library system, and we'll be doing it in August and September because, Tom, that's where our community gathers. So many people go to the library system to use the computers and to use other services at the library. Just like John said, everything from Homework Louisiana to getting a resume put together, getting the correct answer, not one of the hundreds of thousands you can get from Google. So we're excited that we're going to be there where the community gathers, and we've been doing that for the last couple of years, and we have found it to be very successful.
And that being said, Ernie, whenever you take, let's put it this way, the Registrar of Voters office on the road, it's coming up, and it's all in conjunction with voter registration and education week in the state of Louisiana, and then just for the Caddo as well, right?
That's correct. We're going to start on May 2nd. Going out to the libraries, and we'll hit all of the full-time libraries between May the 2nd and May the 13th. That's 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, and we'll be out at the libraries. And our schedule, of course, is going to be on caddovoter.org, or you can call us at 226-6891 and get where we'll be on a particular day. And we're going to be covering all of Caddo Parish. And the main thing is, for so many people who can't come to downtown Shreveport, that isn't where they work, or that's not convenient for them, we're going to have one of our staff members out there, and you can register to vote. You can change your name, change your party, change your address, whatever you need to do at our site when we're at the library system. And if you miss us there, of course, you can call us, and we'll actually mail you the form if you want to register to vote, or you can go to caddovoter.org, and you can register online and go ahead and get signed up for the presidential election.
Okay, so here we're talking about coming up May, and May 2nd. But after then, what's the next election, or is the presidential election the next one on the ballot?
It really is, Tom. The presidential election comes up in November, and of course, then we're going to have the runoff, as we know it in Louisiana, or the general election will be held in December. But the presidential election is going to be in November, and it's never too early to start talking about when the books close for the presidential election, which will be October the 11th. So it's going to be very important. We're giving a lot of opportunities where people can deal with us as the professionals who do this on a daily basis. And I'm really worried, Tom. Over the past few years in the federal cycle, we see outside groups from out of town coming in here, and you'll see them at the gas stations, and you'll see them in the parking lots and everything else. And they say they work with us, Tom, but they really don't work with us. And so we're going to be out there. Our folks will have identification on them. So when you want to register with somebody that's really from the registrar's office and a professional and can give you the correct answers, and you want to come to see us at the libraries, because, Tom, the thing I'm worried about, and I really tried to get this message over 2 years ago, was when you're filling out your information with some guy that's at the gas station, you're giving him all your personal information. He is walking out of there, and he can make a copy of that. So I don't want that to happen. And so we're providing a staff member, and as I said, this year we'll be out at 100 different locations at our libraries, times that we'll be there, and that you can come by and register to vote with them. But right now we're talking about May 2nd through May 13th, and you can come by at any of those libraries that we're going to be at and register to vote, change your name, whatever you need to do, and it'll be with somebody from the registrar's office. And of course, that last week, which will be May 9th through May 13th, is Louisiana Voter Registration Week in Louisiana. And you can also go to our website, and we'll have a few historical items on there for you to look at about voter registration.
So if one's thinking about this, the bottom line really is security. The security of your name, of your information, of your social security number. Some of those items that are the most private that you own, don't give to somebody that comes to you off the street and says, here, let me register you to vote. What you want to do is make sure all of that information is secure, and it's encrypted through the Secretary of State's office and through the Caddo Registrar of Voters, who is a satellite, a part of that. Ernie, help me in who can register. Can felons register to vote?
Felons, if can re-register to vote, they will need to come to our office. They have to appear in person, and they have to bring their release letter as well as an ID, and they can register to vote after they've been released from probation, parole, the terms of their incarceration. But they do have to bring the letter from probation and parole in with them, as well as their ID. One other thing, Tom, that people have asked me about is if they were registered in Bossier and they're coming to Caddo or whatever parish in Louisiana, whenever you go there, you really need to take with you the information for that parish showing that you live, say, I've moved from Bossier to Caddo. We'll take your Caddo information with you so that you can prove that you do now live in Caddo. And one other thing that's really important for the folks that live along Fant Parkway, not all of that area is in Caddo. Some of it is actually in Bossier. So it's always a good idea, if you live at Island Park or any of the new developments along Fant Parkway, give us a call, 226-6891, and we can tell you whether you need to register in Caddo or register in Bossier. But even if you mail us the application and you're really in Bossier, we're going to forward it to Bossier for you.
Okay, the physical address here, say somebody really wants to come downtown and see you and meet with your clerks and things of that nature. The physical address here on Marshall Street, and also your hour.
We're actually here from 8 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and then also our address here is 525 Marshall. And if that's not convenient, if you can catch us during early voting periods, we're actually here till 6 o'clock, 8:30 to 6 during early voting periods, and so it's a little bit of an extended hour, and you can come in and register anytime that we're open. So if you want to come in during early voting, you could do it. But the key is you got to get registered by October the 11th in order to be eligible to vote in the presidential election. And it doesn't matter what party you are, you'll be eligible to vote in the presidential election as long as you have registered in time and you got your ID card knowing where to go to vote.
See, this goes back to earlier when there were primaries here and things of that nature. They were closed party. You had to be a Democrat to vote for a Democrat and a Republican to vote for a Republican candidate in this primary. That's separate. That's gone out the window now. Anybody can vote in the presidential election, be you Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, Green, whatever. As long as you've got that voter registration card, you can make your mark coming up in November. But the final day to register, October the 11th. Ernie, final thoughts on this?
Well, catovoter.org is where all the information is. If you want to look up for where we're going to be out during the voter registration period, you can go there. And of course, it's going to be at the end of this video as well. And if you need to call us, 226-6891, we're here to help you.
And so, another edition of Meanwhile back at the Caddo Registrar of Voters office. Ernie Robertson, Caddo Registrar of Voters. I'm Tom Pace. Have a good day.